Welcome to the Engineering, Emotions, and Energy Podcast, where you can relax, recharge, and reconnect. And now, your host, Justin Wink.
Hello. Today I am talking about medical tourism. And you're like, what is this topic about? I'm still here in Cancun, recording live from this beautiful sunny place on the eastern side of Mexico with the Caribbean Ocean on one side and an amazing lake on the other. And the whole reason I came to Cancun after my trip to Belize was to get some dental work done. That was the primary reason why I came here. And you might be going like, what is that all about? And I do want to thank you for listening to the show. It's always nice to have you here. And do remember to subscribe or follow. And if you like it, please rate the show. Give it a rating. Tell people what you like. Makes it easier for people to find. Go like, oh, there's some good stuff here. And share with a friend or share with someone who's not your friend. According to this great resource that's been really helpful for me, I don't get anything for talking about it. The book is called Patients Beyond Borders by Joseph Woodman. I just got it off of Amazon. There's also a website. So if you just, go into your favorite search and look for Patients Beyond Borders, there's a website and it's got just great resources on the topic. So you might be going like, Justin, I don't think I'm ever going to go overseas to get work done. And that's true, but maybe there might be somebody in your life that might need this. And I'm telling you, it can be really helpful when someone's like, oh yeah, I've heard about that. I've heard great things, as opposed to like, what? Are you insane? Leaving America to go somewhere else to get care? Like, I don't do they even have electricity? Those are almost kind of like some of the reactions that I got when I would tell people that I was thinking like, oh yeah, I'm going to be going to Mexico to get a gum tissue graft done. I just had my final checkup after having the procedure last week, and it went phenomenally well. But I'm not alone in having great results. According to this resource, 25 million patients travel abroad every year so they can get high quality, affordable medical care, which includes dental work. And there was even a gentleman that I met while in the waiting room that he was getting basically a full mouth restoration, which is like where they just basically almost take out all of the teeth and put new teeth in. And he said he got a quote in the U.S. that was going to be like $60,000. And I think he said it was somewhere between $10,000 to $15,000. So that's a $45,000 plus savings. And you might be going like, yeah, Justin, but isn't your life worth paying a little extra for? And I would 100% agree if you were actually getting better care for paying that extra money. Because so often in the US, and I know I do have some international listeners, I do thank you for listening. And I always love to hear about medical care from people that do not live in the US, and just more often than not, it's like, yeah, it's just easy and it's low cost and you don't really have to worry too much. In the US, we have this belief that we have the best of everything, that everything's the fucking best, and that if it's not American, then it's no good, except for a lot of cars to a lot of people and a lot of luxury things. We really have a very dualistic way in a lot of areas of the American psyche. We're quite a fascinating people. Ask yourself, how do you know that America has the best medicine, the best dental care, the best of anything? Did you read a research paper? Were there numbers to back it up? Was there a statistical analysis done with the actual results of care and outcomes that allowed you to independently come to that conclusion? Or is this maybe something that you've heard repeated over and over again, more not from any real experts that have knowledge on the fact, but from politicians perhaps, those that are perhaps owners of businesses related to these industries that perhaps make a profit off of this concept that they're providing you the best in the world? A little fun marketing advertising fact: you don't have to provide any proof to say something is the best. You only have to provide proof to back something up if you're going to do a comparison. So that's why you see so many best hamburger joints, so many best pizza places, so many best this, best that, because you don't have to back it up. If I say that this hamburger is better than a competitor's hamburger, I have to have some metric to prove that it is better on some measurable way, which is work and opens you up to liability, which is why a lot of people just say, like, this is the best, we're the best. If you're not actually getting the best, why pay the most? Because I think that is something that everyone can agree on, that in the US, we do pay the most for the care. And from a lot of my experience and the more people I talk to, it's paying the most and often not getting world-class care. So the procedure I ended up getting done is a gum tissue graft. And this is not my first time getting this procedure done. In fact, I got it done about I think 5 or 6 years ago now. And in that experience, it was a horrendous procedure where not enough pain medication was used. So I ended up having severe pain during the procedure, and then it took so long to heal. Like, it was like a month later, I'd go in for the checkup, and I'm like, it's still really painful. And they're like, oh yeah, it can take that long. 6 months later, I'm like, it still really hurts and it's not fun. They're like, oh yeah, it can take that long. Sure, yeah, no big deal. And then when I come back about 3 or 4 years later, because my dentist is like, yeah, your gums still do not look good. They look awful. You're probably going to lose your teeth if you don't do something, soon. And go back, and they're like, all right, let's do another one. I'm like, what are you going to do different than the last time where it didn't really work out so well? So I fired that periodontist and went to another one. They were better. They were like, okay, yep, I get it. Here's what we're going to do differently. We're going to ensure that your gums are super healthy going into this. So we're going to do a procedure called a root planing, which is where they do a very, very deep cleaning of your gums below the plane of the roots. So they actually have to numb you up. It took 2-3 hour sessions to get that done. So I did that, and I was all set to. I was really seriously considering going with this periodontist to get the work done, and I was like, well, okay, what do you think I need done? And he said, like, well, the gum recession's kind of spanning 8 teeth, and we charge about $1,000 per tooth. Why it's done by that, I don't know. So it was going to be $8,000. I was like, fuck, that seems like a lot of money. And I even kind of asked, like, well, is there any new technologies, anything? And he's like, we're pretty much just going to do the same thing. Just, now your roots are healthier, things are going to go a lot better. And that's when I started to look at, like, well, what if I look into going abroad to get this done? Like, maybe I can get better care, lower price. And then instead of recuperating, because at that point I was still kind of living back in my Folsom, Sacramento area, and the places that I was kind of hanging out, whatever, were like, I don't want to be here for a week inside recuperating. Whereas now I live with an ocean. I have an ocean view out of one of my rooms. I can walk to the beach within minutes. It's phenomenal where I live now. So really, if I have to recover where I live now, it's actually not too bad. Yet the prospect of being somewhere where it's just, that brilliant sun, the heat, the tropical vibes, which I love so much, to be able to recover there and getting actual world-class care and not having to pay as much and getting to be in paradise is like, let me look into this. I did some research. I found the Patients Beyond Borders website and was like, let's see, where do they have some places? What's recommended? And I was like, maybe Costa Rica. And then this Cancun, because I was going to be in Belize at a time I was going to be having some time off. So I was like, oh, Cancun's right next to Belize. I could just have my scuba trip, which hopefully you caught the last episode or two where I was talking about that. If not, make sure you're subscribed. You don't want to miss these things, and go back, check those, so you can hear about learnings and fun experiences from that. I was like, oh, and then I can just come, get my dental work done, recover in paradise, and then fly back home and be all better. Checked reviews, read lots and lots of reviews of people's experiences, and it was like they're all very, very positive, and the staff is English speaking, phenomenal. So made it happen. All the experience has been phenomenal, from the initial meeting and the plan that the Dr. Oscar, the periodontist, he was like, look, we have this new procedure that's called this pinhole technique. Yet for you, it wouldn't work right off. He's like, I've learned this in Pasadena. As I loved how he like name dropped that he had gone to the U.S. to get trained. I was like, oh yeah, thank you for making me feel good, because it's, still that, oh, U.S. has the best stuff. So it's like, yeah, he's American trained. He says, yeah, so what I want to do is do a traditional gum tissue graft so that we have some gum tissue, and then this would be a 2-part thing. That's the first part, and then I'd have you come back in a few months or more to do the second part, where we do that pinhole procedure, and then we would move the gums to cover more of the areas. But we need some healthy gum tissue to actually move around first. And I was like, oh my gosh, that makes a lot of sense. And I was like, I was about to pay probably $8,000 to get what this guy's part 1 was going to be. And I don't even know if there would have been a plan for part 2, or I just would have been stuck with part 1. And the even most amazing part was the quote. They only quoted me for 2 teeth. And at first I was like, oh, wait, he says I need to have at least 3 teeth covered. And the woman's like, oh, don't worry about it. We'll let Dr. Oscar work his magic. The charge was only $1,150 for all the procedure. And I think he covered, it was a lot. And the procedure, yeah, it's uncomfortable, but they did so much to make sure that I was taken care of and comfortable during it. And then I've been just amazed at the post-care. I've basically been having an appointment every other day. So I had an initial consultation, then 2 days later had the procedure, 2 days later had a check-in, then it was the weekend, so on Monday had a check-in. And so I've had 5 check-ins since I've been here, and over the course of about 12 days, which is just amazing. And he says today was my last checkup. So the palate, because what they do is they take tissue from the roof of your mouth, the palate, and they put it on your gums. It's kind of barbaric, honestly. It's just like, really? That's it? That's the best we got? Is we're just gonna just rip out some tissue from one place and slap it somewhere else? And yep, that's where we're at still. So the roof of the mouth is feeling phenomenal, and the bottom, he said, is healing really well, and that he's like very hopeful and excited that, if 3 months or more, can do the second part where we get everything in place and I have phenomenal healthy gums that'll keep my beautiful, beautiful teeth looking good, feeling great for many, many years to come. And laughing, playing, enjoying, doing all sorts of stuff with my own teeth. Because as I mentioned, did meet one gentleman who came down from Virginia, and he needed to do a full mouth restoration. And he said that was going to cost him $60,000 in the US, which I don't care how much you make, that's a lot of money. And to get it done down there, down here in Cancun, where I am recording from, at the Cancun Dental Specialist, I don't get anything for mentioning them, but Cancun Dental Specialist, they were great. He said that they were only kind of charging between $10,000 and $15,000 for it. But he did say that he's like, there's nothing like having your real teeth. So do whatever you can to keep your real teeth. It's like, I'm very happy with how things are going, because he was down for his part 2 of getting the polish put on. He's like, yep, your real teeth, there's nothing better than that. So I'm excited to, really have super healthy gums to keep my beautiful, beautiful teeth for the long haul. If you do have any questions, do get in contact with me to ask, what was it like, and do you have any tips and things like that. I'm really happy to share, because I did have a little challenges with my first hotel, and I ended up switching to a second hotel. To me, the comfort is really a big thing. And then, having a good game plan for how are you going to care? Because I've healed phenomenally fast because I had the intention to heal quickly. I was like, I'm going to heal super fast, and I'm going to be doing a lot of Qigong, which is what brings in life force energy, which is something I don't know if I've talked too much about on this show, but it's basically like what gives us the energy to do everything that we do, from heal to move to be able to, use our mind to think. Basically makes whatever happened in our life happen. And most of us get it from the food we eat, yet there's also other ways to get life force energy. Qigong is one way. There's other ways. I mean, if you think about it, plants, they get their energy from the sun. If you think about your phone can get energy now from more than one place. Still, there's traditional plugging it in, yet you can also get a wireless charging pad. Think of it kind of like that. There's multiple ways to bring in energy. It's one of those, like, you don't have to believe me. You're like, that sounds crazy. Or you can be, what if that's true? And maybe try something out and see, like, well, do an experiment on yourself and go, do I feel better? Do I feel more energetic? Do I feel like things are happening? Really what matters is you and how you feel. I'm very happy that I took this chance, because there were a lot of people that were like, hey, yeah, what are you doing? Like, this sounds crazy. Like, I told my dentist and she was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, hey, I've tried it. I've tried it the way you're supposed to do it, and it did not work out for me. So I'm going to try something differently. There are people that are supportive, and now hopefully after hearing my story, either have this option. Hopefully you never need to do a major procedure, whether it's dental or medical. But if you do, and you get that sticker shock, now you know that there's other options in the world, because I've had best-in-class care at a phenomenal price, and I've gotten to be taken care of at this amazing hotel in this amazing place, and it's just been fantastic. So with that, thank you so much. I do love having you listen to the show, and do go check out my YouTube channel. Working to get 100 subscribers so that I can get a custom name for that. So it's Justin Wink, Ph.D. You can just search for that and subscribe. You can ignore any notices. I don't ping or do much. I just do what I do, which is provide ways to help relax, recharge, reconnect. That's all I do. And thank you so much, and good day. If you want to contact the show, email me at podcast@justinwink.com. That's Justin, W-E-N-C-K. And find me on social media, Justin Wink, Ph.D. on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and YouTube. And if you want ways so that you can relax, recharge, and reconnect, find the Tuesday 20 every Tuesday at 12:05 p.m. Pacific. It's only 20 minutes, and it's going to get you relaxed, recharged, and reconnected. It's on YouTube and it's on Facebook. So looking forward to seeing you there.